Today, I want to share a simple practice with you that will help you to stop identifying with thoughts. And if you commit to this practice for just 30 days, you will notice a drastic difference. So if you feel that overthinking and mind identification has been polluting your personal life and also hindering your spiritual growth and meditation practice, then you're going to want to listen to today's video very, very closely. We will talk about both the theoretical and the practical components of how to dissolve mind identification. And towards the end of this video, I will also share a 30-day protocol with you that you can implement right into your daily routine that will help you to grow in the practice that we're going to cover today and finally start to feel the freedom of, being free from mind identification. So if you're ready, let's proceed. Everything we talk about today, I want you to practice with me while we are here together. Only then you will be able to also practice later, but don't delay the practice. Do it now with me so that way you can walk away with a greater clarity. So the first thing that I want to talk about is us learning to discover that we don't have to pursue thinking. And it is so important that the practice that we will cover today, that you know that when you're practicing it, you must not pursue thoughts. What does that mean? Take a moment right now to just slow down. See how thoughts are still happening. Thoughts are just arising, describing, judging, projecting. You have the power to not just pursue everything that arises in your mind. You can notice what was just arising and not need to go in that direction. Thoughts are always pulling us in so many different directions, right? Now we have to discover our capacity to let thoughts arise. We're not talking today about stopping thoughts. Thoughts will arise, but we have the power to not pursue them, to go in the direction that they are compelling us to go into. Thoughts are always trying to think about things, about the future, about what is being said, about what's coming up later, about what happened. Whatever thoughts are arising right now, you have the capacity to not need to pursue them. This may sound so simple and little, but it is absolutely profound. You don't need to go in the direction that thoughts are trying to pull you towards. You can choose to stay here. Practice this now. Choose to stay here. Don't go off into the direction of whatever thoughts may be arising right now. How do you do this? Stop taking what thoughts are saying so seriously. Thoughts arise with a certain sense of importance, right? They feel important. It feels important that I must think about this. I must go in that direction. I must pursue this thought. There's some sort of feeling that like there's a reward in that. There's some sort of feeling that there's like something that I will get or gain if I go in that direction. While you are going to be practicing what we're going to cover in today's video, and I mean, you start right now, understand that this feeling of thoughts being important is an illusion. Now again, thought is going to arise to try to think into this very statement that I made. How could this be illusion? Or what does this mean? And then, so what are thoughts? Or do I no longer think? It tries to make you go in all those different directions. But once again, even those thoughts, don't perceive them as important. Right now, any thought, no matter what it says, no matter how important it seems, is not important. Therefore, it does not need to be pursued. See that thoughts only feed on your importance. Whichever thought you consider to be so important has power. It's sticky. It has a greater capacity to pull you. But whichever thoughts are not deemed that important, those you just, you can even brush off, you can even drop at will. Right now, no thoughts are important. We're allowing ourselves, we're giving ourselves the gift to put all of life on hold. My past doesn't matter, my future doesn't matter. What I want or don't want doesn't matter right now. Absolutely nothing is important. Absolutely whatever thoughts may say is not important. With this approach, while I practice this, I'm finally able to start growing in my capacity to not pursue thoughts when they arise, to not be pulled in the direction that they want me to go in. I can just be here and be present. Discover this. This is going to be something that is very important in the practice that we're about to cover right now. So now, getting into the practice side of things, let's take a moment to define what it means to identify with thoughts. To identify with thoughts means to take thoughts to be what I am, to take thoughts to be my doing, my activity, just what I am. So the talking that is arising, we believe that that's me. We have come upon the spiritual path and we have read and also felt and sort of discovered that thoughts are not me. Yet we still continue to really have this underlying assumption when thoughts arise that that is me, that is me, mine, that is my doing. This is also why we consider them to be so important. To stop identifying with thoughts means to start to really discover that I am not that thought. I am not that thought activity. I'm not doing thoughts. Thoughts are appearing and disappearing, but I'm not doing thoughts, and I am not a thinker. To stop identifying with thoughts means to start to discover what I truly am prior to thoughts, subtler than thoughts, in a way, behind thoughts. What I am sees thoughts come and go, right? That is a fact of your experience. You know that thoughts come and go. You know that thoughts arise and subside, appear and disappear. I am that which is prior to thoughts. I see thoughts. I am aware of thoughts. I am not the thoughts which I am aware of. So to dissolve identification with thoughts means to start to truly and experientially start to know myself, what I am, who I am, prior to thinking, starting to rest in that position rather than taking myself to be the thoughts which are appearing and endlessly just going in those directions which thoughts are projecting. In order to discover what I am prior to thoughts, I can't find what thoughts are saying to be of any interest, to be of any value for the time being that I am doing this practice. Can you see that? Because if you keep being interested in, if you keep giving significance to the thoughts which are appearing and what they are saying, they will keep making you go outward into those directions. And you will not be able to discover yourself, which is in the inward direction, right? What thoughts talk about is always outward. It's always just ideas about life. To discover what I am prior to thoughts, right? In other words, to dissolve identification with thoughts, we need to go inward. The only way you can go inward is if you don't pursue thoughts and go outward. The only way to stop pursuing thoughts and going outward is to here and now not be interested in, not give any value to, any significance or importance to the content of thoughts. That is why you're putting life on hold. Nothing matters right now. What thoughts are saying doesn't matter right now. The only thing that matters right now is not giving significance to thought. But you can't do that through thinking. Notice whatever thought is saying, whether good, bad, exciting, or sad, and just no need to pursue it. No need to give it any value. Don't take it to be you. Don't take it to be true. You have the capacity to do this. Don't think little of yourself, right? Because that's also just another thought, thinking about if I can do this or not. Even that thought saying, is this possible for me or not? Or I've tried this before or not. Even that judgment is not you. Don't give it significance. Don't give it importance. Don't give it belief. Otherwise, you will go in that direction and that will become your reality. So, what to do instead? Launch this sort of curiosity when thoughts appear. What sees thought? To whom do thoughts appear? Instead of thinking what thoughts are projecting, instead of going in that direction, you have noticed the arising of thought. Now take a moment to reflect. What sees the arising of thought? To whom has this thought appeared? Instead of being interested in the thought that you see, become interested in the seer that sees. Feel the presence of the seer. Feel your own presence because you are the seer of thought. But instead of thinking, instead of being involved in what you see, which is thinking, It's a noticing at the level of attention. You're not thinking about your presence. You're not thinking about who's the seer. You're taking a moment to notice the seeing happening, feel the presence from where you see thoughts come and go. You might be very tempted to run away from this. You might feel discomfort or agitation or frustration. Those are just your mental resistances trying to avoid this. But understand that this is the very thing that you need in order to outgrow mind identification. So stop running away from yourself. Once again, notice whatever thoughts may be appearing in your experience. Whatever they're saying is not important. You don't need to pursue that. Instead, turn inward. What sees those thoughts? What is aware of those thoughts? From where are those thoughts being seen? What knows the appearance and disappearance of those thoughts? Thoughts are not you. The talking and this thinking is not you. It's appearing in your seeing, in your awareness. You are aware of the talking, the thinking. You are not that. So, what are you? It's not a matter to be thought about, because even the thoughts thinking about what are you are also seen by you. You do not talk, you do not think, you do not do language. You are just present. You are aware. And in your presence, thoughts come and go. Thoughts will keep trying to think about this. Don't pursue them. Don't take anything that is arising in your mind to be of any value at the moment. The only thing of value at the moment is the fact that whatever may be arising in the mind is seen by you. You are that which is aware of them. If you want to dissolve mind identification, you must fall in love with this little practice. This is the most direct means of dissolving mind identification. I'm running a free mini course right now on this exact practice. To access that, you can join our free community. I'll link it down below. You can also take a look at our self-inquiry school, which is a 10-week process on this very practice. Now, for the remainder of the video, I want to talk about what it takes to grow in this, to deepen this practice, to become more and more established in your true position of seeing rather than thinking. The first thing I wish to say to you is in this practice, It's not about how well you do it, right? How good you are at it. The only thing that matters is devotion. You have to actually devote yourself to this practice. Doing this work for many years now, the main thing I've noticed is that everybody's greatest obstacle is consistency. We hear these videos, we read these books, but we keep allowing the mind to just like make us keep resisting this practice. The mind keeps running away. We want our problem of mind identification to be solved by just watching this video. It cannot happen. These are very subtle, intricate matters that require devotion, practice, requires your close attention, has to become important for you in your life. You might think that these matters are important for you, but the real measure of how important they are for you, how much you value this, is if you actually take time to practice it during your day. Or are you just involved in constant thinking about these teachings, thinking about the spiritual path, reading, watching, talking? We need to set time aside every day for this practice. Whenever you value something, you give it time, designated time. You know, you don't do what is important while you are doing other things. And of course, there is an element to this that we have to bring into our daily activities while you cook, while you clean, while you work, while you walk. But you can't only limit your practice to just those times. Hey, I'll do this while I'm doing the activities of the day. You have to set designated time every day to do this, just this, and nothing else. Because while you're doing other things and you have not yet grown in this practice, you will find it very difficult to shy away from importance fully. You will not be able to put life on hold fully while engaged in activities. You will not be able to slip away from the importance feeling of thoughts fully. So the designated time has to be there. That devotion, that consistency with it has to be an everyday thing. So today I challenge you with a 30-day protocol. So what does that look like? Every single day, I want you to devote your morning to this. So we'll do a mix, make the mornings your spiritual time, where before the activities of the day, you take time to, one, do some sort of spiritual learning where you do read, you do watch this type of video, you do like learn something about your spiritual journey, whatever is finding its way to you. Maybe for, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes, you do some spiritual learning. But then for the next 20 to 30 minutes, you put everything away, no phone, no technology, no people, no entertainment, no books, even, no talks, even, not even these videos. And you simply sit with your eyes closed and you practice this very thing that you just learned today. Instead of going outward into thinking, you go inward into the self that is aware. Of course, like you can learn this practice more in depth in my free mini course. After you join our community, you can access that and it will walk you through this practice in greater depth. But you devote yourself to this practice every single day for 20 minutes in the morning, 20 to 30, just for 30 days. Surely you can make time for that. And then the second thing you will do is during the day, during the activities of the day, live your life as you normally do. But 10 times per day, just in the course of your regular day, you're going to, whenever you remember that you have just been, lost in thought, in that very moment, practice the same thing. Don't take thoughts to be important and become curious about the seer of them. Instead of pursuing thoughts in that very moment, you're going to notice the seeing, the seer. You're going to notice presence, and you're going to simply silently be with that for a few seconds, let's say 5 to 20 seconds. Don't just try to do this during the day and not do your morning meditation that I've challenged you to do. And don't only do your morning meditation without also trying this during the day. But one thing you'll actually see is that when you devote yourself to doing the daily morning meditation, this remembrance, this awareness will start to flower throughout the day. You're going to enjoy this practice. In the beginning, it will be a little difficult, it will be a little subtle, but you're going to start enjoying this practice because it brings you so much peace. You're going to start enjoying this practice and looking forward to doing it because it will start to free you so much from the tyranny of thinking. So my friend, devote yourself to it. Start on this practice for 30 days by yourself. Check our mini course. Okay, do the mini course. It's completely free. See how you do in this. You'll find great relief in 30 days if you devote yourself, if you become consistent with it, if you do it daily. No excuse. And if you're still finding yourself struggling, then we can work even more closely in our school. If at the end of 30 days you want to go more in depth, we can look at a deeper process for you. But commit to this for 30 days and let's see how it goes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this is the beginning of something brand new for you. Let us know in the comments if there's anything you wish to share or ask. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.